All right, go ahead, Coach. It's just a nice victory today against an SEC school, defending your home court.
We've been talking about what we've got to do, which is we've got to protect the paint and we've got to rebound and we've got to take care of the ball and execute. And last year that's basically the same team we played last year, -1, and they forced us into 27 turnovers. We didn't shoot it well. We got killed on the glass. Same thing happened with Southern Illinois, and I was just impressed with how our kids battle. We're young, and so we go up and down. But when we're really good, we're really good, and when we're really bad, we're really bad. And we just tonight we were pretty good for 40 minutes.
You jumped out to a 20-point lead in the first quarter, and Chelsea Roberts was big in that, scoring 10 points, and ended up with her first career double-double.
Well, she hadn't been scoring at all, so I think it was really huge for us. I mean, if we can get double figures out of her, everybody else is fairly consistent, then we're going to be a much better team. But we just made shots early, which kind of shocked them, and then we kind of gave them the game back late in the first quarter. Which we had a 16-point lead with about a minute to play, and then it was 11. And you can't do that, and that's a young team that's making stupid mistakes. But then they fought back and got it back up, and then pushed it out even further. It was a good, impressive third quarter run.
Talk about putting your foot on their neck in the second half, and you got back to getting them down.
Well, they made 3 layups early, the first 2 or 3 possessions, and that bothered us as a coaching staff. And the only thing that we did that was kind of funny was they were scoring, which was scaring us to death. But we scored a bucket, hit 2 threes in that stretch. So we're scared, but we were 2 points more up. So you're kind of like, okay, maybe we can just settle down versus panicking and have to make some big adjustment. And we did settle down, and next thing you know, we pushed that lead on out, and it was kind of like they came out in the second half. They punched us in the mouth. We took it, and actually we're a little further ahead, and you could see they were like, we don't want to play this as hard as we're going to have to play. We don't want to do that, and we were fortunate that we had a good enough lead to control it.
Is there any aspect of this game in particular that surprised you as far as just the way things developed?
Just how our kids battled in a whatever you want to call it perspective, aesthetic. From a stat perspective, we turned the ball over. We only turned the ball over 11 times, and 2 of those were in the last minute. And then the glass, we didn't get destroyed on the glass. And I thought that was if we can just hold our own on the glass, and then not turn the ball over, we'll give ourselves a chance. And that's that surprised me a little bit that we did both those things.
Mm-hmm. How are you all scoring so many points in a game like this without the post ups that you've had before?
I don't have a clue.
Obviously you shot well today.
We shot the ball well, but we've been scoring in the 70s. Our kids have been executing well, and we've got a lot of kids. We're very balanced, so you can't load up on one player. And so when you do that, you tend to work it. Or if you'll play together, you'll kind of find the people that are open, and they'll kind of figure out themselves who needs to be scoring. If Katie makes one of those threes, which she should have made in the third quarter, we end up with 5 players in double figures, and that's hard to guard. And so I think that's kind of helping us scoring-wise, is that we're getting it from so many different places.
Deja had the ball in her hands a lot. Do you feel like she's taking some ownership of things to a certain degree?
Yeah, we put the ball in the hands of Deja and Haley a bunch because that's the only place that we weren't panicking with. They're so athletic at every other position. We just picked the one spot or the 2 spot. Deja's so physical and strong that you're not going to be able to just get up there and bully her and take it from her. Haley's defender wasn't guarding her, so we were letting Haley have it anytime she wanted to. Well, it wasn't rocket science. We were doing that because that relieved the pressure. So I hope she's growing up. She's just a freshman, and she's got a lot of learning to do, a lot of growing up to do. But I think if she'll figure this whole thing out, what we're trying to do, kind of our system, she could be a really tough player.
How big of a confidence boost is it for your kids to beat an SEC team, by 18 points like that?
Well, I don't know. it should be a pretty big boost for us. The problem is when you're a really, really young team, you tend to play up and down. And I'm afraid we've got a Sanford team coming in here that's only lost one game on Saturday, and they're very good. And I'm afraid our kids may not be as focused, thinking that this isn't a challenge. But it's a totally different challenge to what this is. This is a team that had everybody back and executes really, really well. So it's going to be a different challenge. We're not really good yet at handling throwing wrinkles at us. You know, we're fastball hitters. Don't throw us a curve. And that's what's going to happen to us in the next 3 games. We're going to see things we hadn't seen all year. I don't know how we're going to react to it. So I hope that this confidence boost will help them hit a curveball.
The other day you said you hoped you wanted an early Christmas present of effort and intensity on Saturday. Well, today you not only won the Battle of the Boards for the first time this year, but you also drew charges, but more importantly was a place to take charges. So was the effort there that you were happy with?
Yeah, I really do. The effort was better. Chattanooga, we didn't take any. And Chattanooga did the same exact stuff that Alabama did. So the fact that we were there and we were trying and we were, you can live with it when kids are giving you effort. Mm-hmm. And they did tonight. And I can live with it. I can live with mistakes as long as you learn from them. So hopefully we'll learn a lot.
Kevin, you guys have had some injuries, and I think you were just at 7 or 8 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
In what way does that concern you the most, kind of going forward?
Just what if you get another injury? You know, what if you have a little injury? What if you're in foul trouble? What if you're, 4 of these are freshmen that have never been in these situations before. You know, you're asking a lot of these kids, and it's kind of like, we're the little boy with our fingers in the dike. How long can you hold it? But I think if they'll get, we get one player here, and in 2 more games we'll have another player back, which will give us a little bit of depth there and a little bit of post presence. And that I think will help. Shy Copney will be back.
In 2 games?
Yep.
Okay.
And if we get all our grades in and everything's good, she'll be back and playing. And I think that'll be a big help. But when your numbers are so few, your margin for error is so small. And so our worry then becomes a lot of different things that could happen that you can't do anything about when you only have 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. So, but as long as they'll keep battling, you'll figure stuff out.